So, rip OBS. Rip OBS. I had set up everything. I've been talking for around 4 minutes already.
Yeah, I believe that. I was about to try.
Rip OBS. Just like, I set up everything. I just, basically all I did right now was just set it to a different audio input and then reset it to the other audio input, and then OBS was like, now I'm listening on this channel. I come on OBS. So hi everyone again. Hi Dextruction, Ismer Pillow, Saflock, Visionary, and Andromeda. Hello there. Higher tier food is food that heals more than, so basically early on citizens will be fine with a carrot. Later on they will want to have a baked potato, and later on they might want to have food that heals even more than a baked potato. That's basically what means higher tiered food. So the more hunger the food takes care of, the higher tier. Yeah, that should also mean that they will after a while not, so level 1 guards will still happily munch away the rotten flesh, but later on they won't anymore. They will just say, "No, that's icky." So, so we had another big update today. I already talked about that, but since OBS didn't play along, shifting blame to them. It's basically the mystical side, as I wrote, it doesn't have a lot of uses besides making citizens happy yet. Welcome the deep dark as well, but we will be adding future use cases to that yet. So that is definitely on the list of planned things, to extend that a little bit and add more uses to it. I'm kinda unsure how I'm going to deal with this upper area here, to be honest. It's a little bit messy. I have to take care of those trees probably. Maybe flatten this out a little bit in general and put an access to this lower area, and then put a wall around here or so. That's probably the best thing to do. So, but that's okay for now. I think I did finish the last episode with this, at the end of the last episode with this, so that's nice. Down we go again. The research to data pack thing is something that has been pending for a long period of time. I was basically going through, I don't know how many phases of verification and review. That's what you call peer review, basically. But now has finally been merged as like a huge potential arc of conflicts with other pull requests. I do know there's some developers who are holding back, waiting for that to be solved. Hi there, John, as well. So now now the research is basically fully data packable. So another mod could add their own research to it that unlocks something for them, for example. Another mod, anyone or a mod pack creator could decide certain costs should be different, etc., and everything fully based on data pack. Yeah, and in general, it will result in a lot of additional little features, like you can now cancel research, but you have to spend an engine tome on it, and the research UI, so the user interface of the research, has also been reworked and looks a little bit more clean now, I would say. If you build fortress in a nether colonies area with a rail capability, will it operate? Yes, it should. Yes, it should. It's just going to be a pain to get all the stone and dark oak, especially the stone is going to be a problem. The dark oak, less so, I would say.
What's it today then?
You need an axe? You will be getting it. There's 0 in queue, so that's fine. But yes, there's some big nice things. We have someone now working on the grave digger, which is something I'm pretty excited about. Got finally someone who wants to do that. I've been wanting that for a while, but I've not been wanting to implement it myself because I was always busy with something else, no one else could do as easily. Like there's things that an outsider can design relatively easily, but things that have to be more likely be done by me or Ryan or Sam add-ons because they're like more core elements, design elements, etc. where an outsider of the project doesn't as likely know what has to be done and what is the requirement to do it, like the rework of the modules, which is going along nicely. I've replaced now all the filterable list stuff, and now I'm working on the UI part of the modules, so that will make our code much more flexible in the future. Like only this is already just making me so happy seeing some of those useless classes going away and just knowing, no, if I want a filterable list somewhere, just add one-liner basically. That's basically the difference. Instead of hacking around in the code, you just add one line and you got a filterable list in the building. We got here some. Okay, first grave digger as a cemetery. As someone is, Orion is also working on religion, although that will take significantly longer to get ready, basically. The next step. Why doesn't it? The next step of the main thing of the cemetery will be that if citizens die and you have a cemetery, citizens won't drop their items just on the floor, but they will drop a grave where they died, basically. If it's within the colony, that is. And your gravedigger would then come along and take that grave to the cemetery, and there would be a very, very small chance of, depending on the level of the worker level, to resurrect your citizen, basically. So you're like, yay, my citizen didn't die, it came back to life. Which I think is going to be like on max level of the cemetery, like 10%. I think that's a fair percentage. 10% is just often enough to make a difference, but not too often to break other gameplay elements, because that's things that's always important to keep in mind. Then Justin, it would be cool if there was a kind of guy who is a fortune teller and which could give you a buff on drops. So I mean a buff on drops for the player or a buff on drops for citizens. And then is there talk of integrating generic villagers with Minecolonies so you can build your colony? So we have plans on integrating that with outposts in the future, such that you can basically collect taxes from a vanilla village. That is planned, but that is more further along the road. And Orion is also working on an outpost system in general for what he's working on, so that is basically would then be the pre-requirement for that. Yay, I found some ancient debris. Howdy, Miss Barbisco. Hello there. I mean like a Stardew Valley type of fortune teller, or maybe it can predict rates. No idea. I've never played Stardew Valley. What does the fortune teller do there? Have you played Stardew Valley, Sam?
No.
So he doesn't know either. A fortune.
But
Yes.
I guess the fortune teller predicts future events.
Yes, the smelter does double the ancient debris. Now, the general idea is, like, I wouldn't probably add another hut for fortune telling. If anything, I would add something that maybe the enchanter or future alchemist would be able to do, tell some fortunes or something like this, if we ever wanted it. But I still don't see a big use for it Would it be like a luck bonus for things in your colony? That could be maybe something we would base more on. Maybe religion, the religious system, that depending on the religious artifacts,
Yeah, it could be a part of
you have a
it.
higher luck multiplier in your colony. The server just crashed, I think it did, didn't it?
No, only you.
Only me.
Yeah.
So
What did it say? Just disconnected?
Stack Overflow disconnected me.
That's normally when the server crashes.
Exactly. I thought the server crashed. I was sure the server crashed. Do I have too many things running? I have like 50 things running in the background. Let me just kill a few of the things.
The issue with killing things is you have to restart them always, so you just leave them running, right?
I got like 10 terminals with SSA connections running. Yes, we're always open to suggestions. We even got a Discord tab with suggestions. People are reading that. We have also feature requests things that some people are working through and here and there suggesting it to us. But we got like a long agenda of things we're working on basically already. So additional things might come after that. We always have to be very careful with additional buildings because it adds a lot of additional work to all our builders.
Oh nice, the chunk changes are online here as well now.
Actually, it's probably more likely that I'm going to read your suggestion here on Discord. I did actually disable notifications for the feature repository. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, it's like some ideas are nice and most are like, yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe I rather not. Yes, I'm still trying to log in. So.
But sometimes it's like nice to get some ideas. Yeah.
Yes. So I can, and now the stream is fine. So my internet should be nice. Should be perfectly fine. How do you run a stable 116 modded server with such a big mod? Actually, Minecolonies has a very low performance impact compared to most mods.
Yeah.
So
it's like the least performance heavy mod of any bigger mod.
Yeah, so it's basically of all big mods, there's no mod that is as low on performance as Minecolonies. I'd argue sometimes even a mod that adds 1-2 entities to the game, or a magic mod, is significantly harder in the performance than us. Yeah, the fortune teller seems to not wanting to let me in.
But you have to restart your client.
I have to restart my client. Don't tell me that.
That's a fortune telling you don't like, right?
Oh, you finished the Acacia mystical area already? Welcome, Vitamin Diana. Now I'm getting interested. I'm going to check in the log. I think something is happening there. Let me also check in the log on the client side. Where do we have it here? Bad padding exception. Given final block not probably padded. Encryption issue. And now I'm getting
you got hacked.
Client. No. What is happening? Let me see if something is happening on the console of the server. A higher tier citizen are citizens with higher housing levels, basically. So that's what I get for starting a stream earlier. It's
nothing
like
works.
Nothing works. Raycam's left the game, just said. Okay, it says here UD of Raycam. I'm having a connect attempt here at least. Yeah, I think I'm going to. I think it might be just quicker to just restart.
Yeah, like
the client quickly. Good that I have a halfway decent computer, so that goes in a halfway decent speed as well.
so 5 minutes.
No, it's actually relatively quickly. It can.
But faster than 5 minutes. Normal is 10 minutes for modpacks.
Let me load that up quickly.
Also, I guess our modpack is like more light, right?
Yeah, our modpack is pretty light. It should load relatively quickly. I'm usually always doing something while it's loading up. Don't even. I'm like, oh, it's up already. I didn't even notice it. So we cannot exactly measure when it started like 30 seconds ago. So let's see how we're going. This loading bar I hate it as well. It's like very badly estimated and spends 90% of the time at the last 1% again. Oh yeah, all the mods is horrible. Or Forgecraft is now, you need like 8 gigs of RAM to run the Forgecraft pack.
Yeah, because everyone just puts their mod on there.
Tavern T3 counts as T3 housing as far as I know.
Yeah.
It's actually relatively interesting. There's like a lot of algorithms around loading time estimation, and the more exact you're going to try to be, the longer it will take to load as well. Which is relatively interesting. So, but like just in general estimation, a greedy estimation would be nice and not just per step. Could even do it heuristically, like the same mod pack, you just store it in the back end and then you estimate how long it takes.
Yeah, you can just say, hey, the step took so long.
The last time it took so long. So 3 minutes, yeah. I would say it took.
Could also like take an average or so.
Yes.
And then you just adjust the loading bar to it.
Yeah, you
got a pretty good loading bar then.
So again, we're in the
not even hard
encrypting step. Let's see. UUID of Raycoms is my UUID. That's okay.
Yeah, I think that too.
Yeah, I think ATM is just like for those people that are like grinding from tech mod through tech mod, right? And play one tech mod, finish it, grind the next tech mod, finish it, grind the next tech mod. And each tech mod takes like slower. The first tech mod takes you a day, the second half a day, the third a half of your playtime, and then you go through all the tech mods within a month, and then you're like, okay, I'm finished. Where is the next pack?
Yeah.
A little bit like Sky packs as well. Although I used to play a relatively long time on a Sky factory server, a bunch of years back. Yeah. And the general data sending is always relatively funny because they're actually relatively good, but they take just like the current file size average to estimate how long it takes. So if you have like a lot of little files, it goes to like an hour, and then it goes to a big file and it's like 30 seconds. It's still messing with me. UUID of player Raycoms is I wonder if I'm getting some weird data or something like that that kicks me out.
Took too long to log in, it just said. You just timed out.
I just timed out, didn't I? No, it didn't time out on my... Now I timed out. But now at least I saw the server for once. That's very, very strange. Yeah, my speed should be fine. I mean, OBS is running very well here as well.
Do you have enough free memory?
Oh, I have tons. What do I have?
You should pass.
Yeah, I'm only at 10 of 30.
Yeah, that's fine. Since logging into the world always takes some extra data, sometimes having full memory makes it super slow.
My CPU hamsters, they're not burning yet. Oh, one side of the computer is relatively hot. What does my computer say? I got one core at 96 degrees.
That's a bit high.
The others are around 80. So loading up. Okay, let's just try disabling shaders for a second. Yeah, Celsius, yes. It's a laptop, that is.
Yeah, laptops can run a bit hotter.
Laptops are a little bit
so
different.
69 is already kinda hot.
Yeah, and 69 is relatively hot. Usually I got when I do something heavy around 90. Okay. So now it's now loading the resource pack again as well. Yeah, I could make some soup with the glass there on the right place in my computer. Next to the sensor, at least. I could be boiling some instant noodles there.
Yeah.
Brew some coffee. I had a friend that worked in a data center, and now it actually crashed. So I had a friend that worked in a data center, and they were keeping pizzas hot between the servers. And but he was saying they don't like the new servers because they don't get as hot anymore, so you can't keep the pizza hot anymore. Kinda sucks.
Yeah, bad new servers.
That's bad workplace conditions then. Loading. I was having so much work with him. I'm doing a bunch of adjustments of stuff, and I got a presentation for tomorrow, basically, where I'm going to not tomorrow, for Monday. I'm going to present my PhD results to some colleagues. It's a laptop. It's difficult to open the case now. And I was presenting it yesterday to my prof, and my prof was like, "I hope you don't have nothing to do on your weekend because that sucked."
Nice prof.
I'm going to just redo all of it. So like, I kind of was like in between this thing of like, okay. Before I started doing the presentation, I was like, okay, I'm going to try to follow this paper, how we structure the paper, because I think he's going to enjoy that. But he didn't. He wanted it, like he said, no, the presentation has to be like that a kid can understand what you're doing, basically. So we made a lot of colorful slides now, where you click on the slide and you have like a small animation. Not that you have something moving, but you have like each slide adds an additional point there. Explain your paper to your grandmother. That would be difficult. I would have to die first for that.
You just summarize it in one sentence what you are doing. It makes stuff faster.
I make stuff faster, and I solve by finding a way to do complex stuff in a less complex way. Explained.
See?
See? Very easy.
Everyone understands it.
Okay, now I got Raycoms joined the game and sending data to
I
client.
see you in the list now as well.
So that sounds good. We're back to 60 degrees. We're 93 degrees. So we're back.
Hey.
Explain it to my mother. Okay, I will explain it to my mother. I said, okay. Imagine science actually works. Okay. Because that is very important for this explanation. No astrology, no tarot. And also no anti-vaccines. We have to assume for a moment that vaccines actually do work. We have to assume that autism is not caused by vaccines for a second. Just for a second, okay? Stay with me. My mother is full on esoteric. Full on esoteric.
Oh.
So, here we go. Now the Earth. Now, fortunately, the Earth is not round, but all this Corona stuff is heavily exaggerated. That is definitely. Oh, that was very close. Oh, there's another ancient degree that I hadn't seen earlier. Wait. So I had mined this ancient debris earlier, so it didn't continue the changes here. But yeah, it's incredible about what kind of things we have to argue in the 21st century. Welcome, Eloshenk. Urban style, at least from our official side, will not happen. But basically anyone can create a style. There's no no thing around that, basically. Everyone can create their style, upload it to some website, post it on our Discord. We're going to publish it in our showcase channel as well. But a modern style won't make it into the mod itself, that is for sure. The story is about changelings? What is changelings?
Not sure.
So here, get some iron. Nice. I think that's okay for now. Let's get some redstone ore as well. Here, redstone. I think I should get rid of the netherrack. Yes. The fairies came, stole my child and left a fairy in its place. I never heard about that one. Here we go. Let's take some of the things back to the colony. How's our builder doing? Oh, our builder finished. Nice. So we can do the next thing. That explains why the upgrade on the courier I tried triggering here didn't work. Did it? Yes. Now it did. Yeah, I had guessed it would be some old European tale. But again, like, since we're in the Western world, most of our tales are old European tales because there were no Western settlements in other places yet, and we don't have a lot of contact with the Asian tales, basically, right? So be dope. I want to bring that here to the worker. Up we go. Let's go to the citizen hut here and already did do the upgrade to level 2.
The delivery man doesn't need any materials at all.
No?
No, my worker has all.
Ah, nice. That is always a welcome sight, isn't it? It was like the level 1 citizen hut was like that as well.
Nice.
We're getting closer to automation of our colony, isn't it nice? We're reaching finally this important milestone.
By the way, you can now see which chunks are loaded for our colony action.
Ah, how do I do that?
Press Control while holding the bridge.
I guess I have to go to a corner first to see it.
If it's an accident,
Yeah.
an error that feels good.
It's just like the chunk border, just a bit way. So.
I think I have to go to the barracks to see it.
Or to the restaurant. That works as well.
So, how much did you get of that? So he doubled the netherite scrap there, you see. Oh, did you see that here? Hey, come on.
Where? It's a barracks?
No, the citizen hut here.
Not sure where you are.
Next to the hospital.
Ah, back there.
It seems the citizen hut is not loaded here. Oh wow, you hit me twice with your sword while doing that.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Hi there, Zed Horizon. So that's is not included, it means, right? And parts of the barracks are neither.
But gotta remember that it's two chunk radius around where we have the area shown.
Yes.
So those actually are full.
Hi there, Aethers. Yes, we're almost winning. We're almost winning. Yes, all those things, autism, allergies. It's just that people with a nut allergy would die and people would like, oh, he died. What of? I don't know. He was like eating something and then he looked weird and now he's gone, you know.
That's weird. I thought he was making that up.
I think the nut might have been bad or something like this. Can nuts be bad? I don't know. Apparently. Maybe he angered the gods.
That must be.
Yeah, it always been. All those things are like, of course.
Yeah. If it's an accident that's an error that feels good, then you leave it in.
So nice. I only need a light blue bed, and cyan carpet basically, and a few stripped logs. You can get those additional ones. 6. I got those. I will get those. Yeah, and people with autism, like if you look at indigenous tribes nowadays still, they just sometimes kill someone who has autism or something like this. So of course we see nowadays more of it because very simply they survive nowadays and we don't brutally kill them. That's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
So warp stairs, some more planks, some more slabs, and then some carpet and a bed. Okay. But it's like those things where people think the world is nowadays worse because much more crime is happening, just because we got access to internet and television to read about all that fucked up, messed up stuff that's happening. Like I argued with a guy that was like, honestly, like, but genocide is something from the modern age, and I was like, genocide is something from the modern age. Like, first off, we had like genocide in Australia and in the US and in South America already in the 1600s, and before that we had all the time genocide. The Romans did it to I don't know how many different kind of things, but definitely in North Africa. And obviously, if you have millions and billions of people, genocide means killing a million, which is significantly harder, and obviously with more tech it's easier to kill large groups of people. But in the past, genocide was killing 1,000 was already genocide, because that was all there was of these people, right? Yeah, the Bible is also full of genocide, yeah. There's just ignorance to fuel propaganda of, in the past everything was better. In the past everything was better. Come on. If I had the chance to live nowadays or in the past, I would pick, and I could pick any moment in time, I would live nowadays. Any moment in time I would pick nowadays. And if I could pick moments in time in the future, I would pick the most possible point in the future then.
Where hopefully it's not gone worse, right?
Which is like, of course, there's always fluctuations, right? We have here, and we have some curves up and down. I would argue
maybe you pick the future in which the Earth burned from the sun because it exploded someday.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick so far in the future, that is, right?
That wouldn't be the best future to pick, right?
You say the 1940s were better than nowadays?
Maybe. Well, not the 40s, but...
So, here you go. Of course, there's also like always this, the winners write the history. So like, of course, the 1920s and 1940s were very good for middle class white people, right? The 20s, I mean. And 40s were just war and destruction. But yes, in general, of course, the future is always better, but it's not a straight regression. It's more of a, I would say, like a sine wave upwards, or cos or 10. So there's always like a wave going upwards. So sometimes we're much worse off, but usually even the worse off at that moment of time is better than halfway good off in earlier moments of time. We need some more stuff. Wart planks. And crimson planks as well. And stripped warp as well. So, how much stripped warp? That's basically 11. Yeah, glad you're enjoying our mumbling dumpling. The mod is always going nicely, I would say. We had a whole lot of community contributions lately, I have to say. We have a whole lot of new people making code contributions, which is obviously awesome.
It's quite a few.
It's quite awesome. So there's been a lot of progress, I would say. More than that. So I'm really happy about that in general. Ah. In general, things are going nicely forward. I'm still kind of very deep in a bunch of university things, but in general, I'm making a lot of progress with that too. So I'm adding updates regularly as well. Or just the management side of the pull requests, new developers, etc. always takes up a bunch of quite a chunk of work as well. Do I have? No. Oh, I have a bunch more nether iron ore I can deliver to. So here we go, deliver this here as well. You hate the pirates? The pirates who were made to be hate. They were made to be hate, yes. You're having a decent advantage at the sea already. For navigational and transportation purposes. So there's some trade-offs always. But pirates also give like the best drops in the game as well. So that's,
yeah, they got a lot of stuff on the ships.
Yeah, when we add economy, we will be adding bribing of raids with money your colony has. So with collected taxes, you can then bribe off barbarians.
Yeah, they will be cheap. Like they wouldn't take more than 50% of all your funds or so.
Yes, it would probably. It would most likely be like a research as well, like negotiation research. By default, it's 90%, and you can then decrease it to up to 50% of your total funds.
Yeah, something like that.
But it makes sense. Here and there, you're just like, okay, I got relatively decent funds, and I really don't feel like dealing with this kind of raid at the moment. So you can buy them off, I guess. But it's all about having options, right? The more options you have, the more interesting the game becomes. That's why we made research long on purpose, so that you have to choose actively between the options. Actually, we only have a level 1 hospital. Why? Clicking upgrade here as well. Yeah, I usually describe Minecolonies as a game within a game. Since we got basically our fully own gameplay, right? Tech mods are usually like there to make your life in Minecraft easier or something like that, and don't add actually gameplay greatly to the game, right? Yay, delivery man is finished, level 1. We already philosophized a few times about making Minecolonies a game on its own, actually. But obviously that would require a lot of energy. And without basic minimum income... that is not very likely to happen. Oh no, Jordan, that's not the one you're supposed to work on. The hospital is relatively close to her, isn't it? Just up the stairs, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm upgrading all those career huts up here. They're all level 1. That's why the careers take along for pickup requests and are stuck.
Yeah, I just saved our cook from dying to a big man.
Oh, nice. Yes, a lot of people got into Minecolonies through MC Eternal, I have to say. I think they had a quest line that required you to get a bunch of Minecolonies thing, if I'm not mistaken. Even Direwolf got into Minecolonies through MC Eternal. So, a nice thank you to the Eternal modpack devs. That brought us a lot of players. Oh, what happened here with the bow stuff? So I need... Oh, nice, we got baked potatoes stocked full again.
Yeah, we got a lot of baked potatoes.
Yay! I was almost dying of hunger. Only was down to 10 baked potatoes. It was dangerous levels already. So yes, and the research pack, data pack systems, I think that is something that might motivate more mod pack devs to potentially add support for that. So that one is fine. That one is definitely not fine. Yeah. And the Direwolf pack has also Minecolonies, but I think it doesn't have any custom things to it, as far as I know. It's just more an organized kitchen sink pack, I would say.
Yeah. But I mean, for that we got like our dungeon loot supply camps.
Yes. We also got dungeon loot, which also is, I think, a good motivator to like, oh, that's a supply camp, let me place it, and then you get a town hall block and like, oh, what should I do with that, and gets you started with the mod.
Like lets you discover the mob without you actively looking for it, right? You just go into a dungeon and find a chest, and there happens to be a Minecolonies item, and you can start your colony if you want.
Yes.
Especially in like big mod packs, it's kinda difficult to get people to notice almost.
Unless you're the rats mod and you shove yourself into people's faces over and over and over.
Still traumatized.
I'm still traumatized by rats. Holy. It was just like every 5 minutes I would get a pipe piper with 10 rats coming after my colony, and I was like, what the hell is going on? They ended up getting disabled on Forgecraft, the pipe pipers. Because it was just insane. But you still got the rat infestations of your base here and there, right?
Yeah.
Which is bad enough.
You could take the Pied Piper's sound as handy ringtone or so.
I think you can compost wart blocks now. I think you can. I'm not entirely 100% sure. Talking about it, I wanted to get a composter. Talking about it, I wanted to get a composter.
And if we can compost them, that's gonna be nice.
Chip, 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 chip. I need the dirt. Actually, just let me get a few of those. I need planks and iron. Chip, 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 chip. Where's my... backpack is here. Some of these. I need more planks. Here we go. Let me make some like 4 already. 3 is fine as well. I can place just 1, right? Get some wart blocks. Nope. Don't compost yet. Raven! Raven! Are you hearing that? Raven! We want those also compostable. Raven! Listen to us. So, you want us a composter hut? I just have to find a place for it. So that is the combat area. Maybe I place it actually somewhere up here. Or near the potentially near the farm is probably a good idea. True. Let me go there. I think control was not a good idea for the build tune rendering, by the way, because we use control all the time when sprinting. I think left alt might have been less invasive option.
Yeah, but then you can't sprint and look at the borders.
You can? And
sure, but you have to press 2 keys.
welcome MH556. That's because when you sprint, you only have to click when you begin sprinting, right? You don't have to keep it clicked, maintain it clicked.
Well, you can.
Yeah, you can, you don't have to. So, warped composter. No, not Acacia. Warped. How big is this here? It's extremely big. I wanted anyway something down here, and I think a composter might be a nice thing for down here. Ouch. How much mod impact the mod has server side now? Barely any, I would say. If you have like a shit ton of colonies, then a little bit, but still it's neglectable compared to most mods, I would say. Like only if people
we got a server where we only have players using Minecolonies, so basically everyone has a colony, and I think at maximum it's like 8% or so total.
Yeah, the moment I think we have a lot of colonies with a lot of citizens, and we got like 8-9% of the overall performance, like compared to only a little, like 30% villagers because of a bunch of villager farms and these kinds of things.
Yeah. By the way, lag has gotten quite a bit better since we did the chunk loading change.
We have a bunch of people online, and we're at 20 TPS basically.
18 knows that we are speaking of it.
just that I mentioned it now. It was all the time. Yes, it's
before it was 20 and now it's 18.
Yes, it's yeah, you definitely jinxed it. Oh, that is another building up here. I don't want to cut into the building base. I actually should probably go one deeper to really be outside of... Nope. One deeper. Where's the colony border here? So we go closer to the border as well. Oh, there's more colony here actually. It's just the loaded zone. Oh, in this direction is quite a bit loaded, to be honest. Because of the upside area. Completely forgot about that. I think now can potentially even go a little bit up. Yeah, I think that's like fine. I can create... Why is there a nasty down here? Ah, there's like a staircase up here from the other biome. Okay, that is something I have to fix then. But that here is fine. Going to be assigned. No! Our cook died.
Nice.
How did that happen?
Of mob was here.
Did we recently do an upgrade around there that gave access?
Yeah, I'm seeing a pigman here, 2 even.
Yeah, so something must have given access to them for them again.
3 pigmen. What's that?
What we have in the Nether, we have normal rates in the Nether. So just like the classic raids the same like anywhere else as well. Nothing additional at the moment. I got someone currently looking into making a pigment style texture pack for the mobs, for the... That would be nice. Kind of like a pigment colony.
Oh, for the citizens, I
Yes.
thought for the raiders.
No, for the citizens.
Okay.
Like for a nether colony, it does make sense to be pigment styled. They mostly live here in the nether.
So you got a pigment colony, and then sometimes some knights come by and try to throw your wing into the pit, right?
And sometimes what?
Sometimes like a group of travelers comes by, which happens to have a wing which it's trying to throw into your lava pit.
You're talking about very small travelers with hairy feet.
Yeah, mainly.
Mainly.
One large with a staff.
Ah, those. Yes, and then there's a bridge, and one of the travelers says to one of the pigmen, "You shall not pass," and then it's like horrible for the colony creation process.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me clean up those here a little bit. Welcome, imaginary menagerie man. Hello there. Ignore those nasty tool sounds for a second. I hate. Here, that's what you get. Okay, let me... that other one is also making noise. I'm not sure where the compost block ended up. I found it! I assigned it to Jordan. Have fun.
What? That's mine.
Yes. It's closer to Jordan. It's very far away from Evelyn.
Fine.
So I just need some stairs down here then. There's someone making a Shire style. I've seen that on Discord. Someone was making Hobbit style buildings. I've seen a bunch of them already. Maybe the person is just needing another nudge to continuing on the style. I have seen someone working on that. I could probably not get it over myself to not add that officially to the pack as well. Maybe got a Space War style. If we don't add a Shire style, what are we, monsters?
Yeah, right. And Shire would like even fit medieval, right?
And Shire would even fit medievally. Exactly.
I can't stop that.
I would even get it over myself to make a data back definition for styles to scale citizen sizes, render sizes. Would be very easy to do, right? So I have to fix this pickaxe here again. Diamond. Here we go. Let me get rid of a few of these other things here. Mob drops. I think the rest I can put in the warehouse. A Lorien pack. Yeah, I mean, Lord of the Rings is like super rich in possible things. So, Karen grew up and wants a job now. Just don't make Karen a manager, okay? Just to be sure.
Just don't, yeah.
Just don't make Karen a manager. So, we need one of these. And I need a new axe as well. But yeah, I also want to have new raiders in general as well. But it's We got a bunch of raiders at the moment, so I think for me it's not a priority at the moment to design new raiders.
Yeah, but we'll make some for sure.
But we will be adding more diverse raid types in the future for sure. Yes.
Like exploding ones, so you can replay Helm's Klamm battles. Super important, right?
So, a rescan via texture packs are actually super easy, barely an inconvenience. That one needs a spruce trapdoor. Spruce. Spruce planks. Here. Oh, there's some spruce logs as well. Take advantage of that. Make some trapdoors. What else? Warped planks in general. I wonder, didn't I don't we have any warped in here?
I just put some planks into the warehouse.
We have 130, so those should be getting delivered in the future. We also have a few warped stem. Okay, so that should be taking care of that. So, progress in this colony has been made. So I've been talking today with Sam, and I thought it might be a funny idea to do a regular stream of Sam and Ray build a style. And we would be just like picking some kind of design and then just winging it.
While our builders scream in agony.
While our builders are toting around in their beds at night. We come on and everything is changed because they're like, no, it was so ugly. But it would be also like greatly about how to design a building style, what kind of things to take care of, what to consider.
Yeah, we could maybe do a lot of nice stuff with tags.
We could do a bunch of things with tags. We could like do huts within huts and things like that.
Yeah, the more complicated stuff.
Dandelion. I'm a top-down designer, a bottom-up designer. I wing it. I'm a bottom-up designer. I always wing it. I start small and then I think like, okay, how can I progress that to something that looks nice? Kelp, Dandelion and Poppy, that one needed. So Poppy. Are you also building? Yeah, I like to evolve them as well as I build them. I think it gives them maybe a more natural progression. Although it often gives a little bit more work because I have to run back later and pick up the scraps sometimes. Like, okay, I decided now to change something, so I have to go back. Okay, I have to adjust that then. I think the progression is a little bit more natural, even though the amount of work is a little bit higher. I don't have any kelp here. Do I have? Yes. So I have to go in the overworld a little bit. Yes. I do have an idea of the overall size as well. But sometimes I'm like, okay, this block, like the furnace where I put it, I think is not perfect at this place. So I should maybe adjust that. So I have to go through the builds or something like this. So I'm getting a bunch of kelp. So much kelp that I even have to hear the horrible noise of the tool breaking sound again. But yes, in overall, I like to do it that way. And I think it might be relatively interesting stream-wise. And I think fun as well. Just, the question is what kind of style would we build? That is the main question I wondered about. We have like the main. So I thought like, okay, a Roman style would be awesome, but then again, I would want to have someone do a Roman style that actually builds it nicely, and not us.
Yeah.
And not us. So that's why I ruled that one out.
Well, I was thinking maybe we like do that, and then after us the builders come and clean it up, and then we might be able to use it.
Ah, yes, exactly.
That would work too.
A Bavarian style. And a medieval style is a little bit Bavarian, isn't it already?
Yeah, but
I think the medieval style is already a little bit Bavarian. So, everyone is mourning.
great.
Mesoamerican style. What is this, Native American? Or am I wrong fundamentally?
Not sure.
Aztecs, Mayans would be interesting as well. Potentially an Inca style. Actually, that is something I would actually enjoy. Do you remember that mountain sky map you liked?
Yeah.
An Inca style would fit that relatively nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard Incas need a lot of towers.
Incas, yeah, it's step pyramids, but I think Inca style relatively nicely. It kind of integrates nature in buildings. Would be like a few step-based farms and these kinds of things, and step-based lumberjack. And it's not as repetitive as the Aztecs and the Mayans with their step pyramids over and over again. I do enjoy Inca architecture a lot. Really, one of the sites that I enjoyed the most in my life has really been going to Machu Picchu, etc. in Peru. Although it was, for me, it's like the trail to there was just much more impressive than actually Machu Picchu itself, in my opinion. Yeah, their farms are terraced, but we can have like, you know, one 5-block terrace, like 3-block terrace, then another 3-block terrace, and another 3-block terrace, and one field block each, for example. Or 5-block terraces are still fine, right?
Yeah.
In general, their buildings are very terraced. It would fit very nice. I think that might be actually a good starting point. Yeah, 3x5 exactly. Evelyn, I know you're sick. Please recover. We need you. You're our only hope. And they do grow a lot of potatoes. And they have some potatoes they put like for weeks on a roof to sun dry, and those are like a delicacy there. Oh, we have a stonemason, and basically no recipes here. What do we need at the stonemason? Stone bricks. Definitely bricks. What else do we need at the Guinea pigs? Yes. Ah, polished blackstone bricks. And now we are getting somewhere. Those here. No, cracked ones not. Polished joes here. Blackstone. Yes, let's get all the blackstone variants here. What? Number maximum reach? Oh, we were at level 1. Oops. Evelyn. Upgrade to level 2 as well. So we can update that in the future. We're now an hour and 15 minutes in. I still got some things to do. So I hope you're not going to be mad with me as ending the stream today already. Tomorrow I won't be able to stream because tomorrow I'm busy. but we're going to be streaming on Monday again. We're going to make update on Wednesday next week. So I hope you enjoyed today's stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in as always. If you want to support the channel, at least giving a follow is a free way to do so. Consider also becoming a Patreon, getting access to our extremely stable modded server compared to especially basically all modded servers out there. There are also some other perks and more perks in development, so maybe check them out. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Thanks everyone for tuning in again. Thanks for engaging in the chat with us as always. Thanks to all our subscribers and patrons as well. Thanks Sam Letters for hanging out with us here too.
Yeah, sure.
Good night everyone. See you on Monday again. Ciao ciao.
Good night.
And hello Kella. Sorry, you've been just at the wrong time. Good night.